The climate crisis threatens gender equality in Africa. People who directly depend on the natural world for their livelihoods, like farmers and fishers, will be among the greatest victims of the climate crisis. In vulnerable hotspots, such as the arid lands of Kenya and Ethiopia, farming communities are already struggling with droughts and water scarcity that kill their cattle and threaten their very survival. The glacial-fed river basins of the Himalayan mountains, or the deltas of Bangladesh, India, and Ghana, are increasingly prone to floods, landslides, and powerful cyclones. As a result, men are often migrating further to keep their families going, looking for casual work in neighboring towns or villages for a few days or weeks at a time, or to cities further away. Many try to return home when they can, with whatever they have earned. But during their absence, the entire burden of maintaining the family is on women. Rented shoes are gross. But bowling is fun. Join us for Bowl, Amsterdam's best networking event. Yeah. Researchers are in a race against time to predict how climate change will affect these communities and help them adapt, with drought and flood-resistant crops and cattle breeds for example. But it's often overlooked that climate change will affect one half of humanity significantly more than the other. Long-standing gender inequality means that within regions of the world that are particularly vulnerable to climate change, women are likely to suffer more than men. Isolated and overburdened. In a recent study, we found that extreme weather and unpredictable seasons disproportionately weakened the agency of women to find well-paid work and rise above rigid gender roles, even when these appear to be bending after decades of reform and activism. Without support in the form of assured drinking water, energy, childcare or credit, women end up working harder and in poorer conditions for lower wages. Women already in poverty are increasingly finding themselves in a vicious cycle of low productivity, indebtedness and food insecurity as crops and livestock fail, as we found particularly in semi-arid parts of Africa and India. Women in northern Kenya complained that they could no longer afford meat, so they ate rice and potatoes instead, even when this wasn't enough to satisfy their hunger. For more on this story, visit the news article link.